Beloved soul chosen by heaven, I, Michael, the Archangel, am commanded to speak to you with urgency and with fire, for what is now being presented before you is not what it seems, and if you are not careful, you may mistake a snare for a blessing, a trap for a breakthrough, a counterfeit for the very destiny you have been waiting for, and I cannot allow you to step blindly into what has been designed by the enemy to delay your calling, to drain your strength, and to pull you off the path that God Himself has written for you. This is why I come as a messenger today, not to frighten you, but to uncover what is hidden in plain sight, to unmask the deception dressed up as opportunity, and to alert you that the very thing you are about to embrace may not be what heaven has assigned, but what hell has orchestrated. For there are moments in your life where every door is not a divine door, every offer is not aligned with your purpose, every invitation is not meant to advance you, and though it looks promising to the natural eye, in the spirit I see the chains it carries, the delays it carries, the weight of distraction it carries, and it is my duty to warn you. You have been praying for a shift, and because your spirit is hungry for change, the enemy has tried to time his counterfeit release to the very hour. Where your heart is most vulnerable, where your faith is most stretched, where you are most tempted to leap at the first thing that looks like relief. He knows your weaknesses, child of God, and He has studied your desires, He has heard your prayers, and though He cannot create destiny, He mimics it, He shadows it, He weaves together something that looks like the answer but is secretly poisoned to deter you. This is the fake opportunity ones speak of. It may come dressed in admiration, promising recognition, financial gain, love, acceptance, or promotion, but when you strip away the disguise, you will find that it is hollow, that it is designed to keep you busy where you should be fruitful, tied where you should be free, and entangled where you should be advancing. That is why heaven has sent me to expose this before you step into it. The enemy has always used this strategy. He cannot take your calling from you, so instead he tries to delay it, and delay, if you allow it, can be just as destructive as denial. For when your divine timing is thrown off, when you invest your energy into what is not ordained, you lose momentum, you lose clarity, you lose alignment with the very people and opportunities that God has placed ahead. Have you not felt the subtle pull lately, as if something alluring was hovering before you but your spirit could not fully rest in it? That unease is not coincidence, it is the Spirit of God guarding you. You must pay attention to the uneasiness, to the small voice that says, "Something is not right here." For I tell you, child, it is better to wait in stillness than to rush into deception disguised as progress. Now let me reveal the signs so you will not be blind when this fake opportunity appears. It will come suddenly, almost too suddenly, without the time for discernment, for the enemy hopes to rush you so that you bypass prayer, bypass testing, bypass wise counsel. It will flatter your ego more than it feeds your purpose. It will look easy, too easy, with no cost, no sacrifice, no testing of character, for anything birthed by God will require the stretching of your faith, while counterfeits are designed to appeal to your flesh. It will pull you away from the people and places where you are truly meant to grow, isolating you from your true assignment, promising you the world but leaving your spirit empty. And if you are not careful, the moment you accept it, you will feel an invisible heaviness, as if something precious has been subtly stolen from you, because in truth, what the enemy seeks is not your money, not your status, not even your time. He seeks your delay, because delay keeps you from stepping into the victory that terrifies him. Beloved, I do not speak these words to condemn you but to cover you. You must understand that your calling is rare, that your mantle carries weight in the spiritual realm, and that is why opposition rises against you. The enemy would not waste his resources on someone who did not carry impact. He is fighting you because you are dangerous to his kingdom, and he knows if you walk fully in the path God has prepared, you will shake nations, you will heal hearts, you will break chains not only from your life but from others connected to you. This is why he has prepared this counterfeit so carefully, aligning it with your desires, timing it with your vulnerability, disguising it as the very thing you prayed for. But heaven has seen through it, and I, Michael, have been sent to cut through the deception, to lift the veil, and to give you strength to resist. I tell you now, do not move until peace confirms it. Do not leap because your flesh is restless. Do not agree until your spirit witnesses with my spirit that this is truly from God. For there is a real opportunity coming, but if you take the fake one, you may forfeit the timing of the true one, and that is what the enemy hopes for. You are in a divine season where patience is protection, where silence is strategy, where waiting is warfare. Trust that if it is truly from God, it will not pressure you, it will not manipulate you, it will not demand haste, it will come with peace, with confirmation, with alignment. Beloved, listen carefully, for I, Michael, will not only warn you of what is false, but I will also open before your eyes the deeper strategies of heaven, so that you may discern the counterfeit with sharpness and recognize the genuine with certainty. Because your enemy thrives only where there is confusion, but where there is light, his schemes crumble and his shadows scatter. The fake opportunity that is being set before you has not been randomly chosen, it has been tailored, designed to match your longings, to echo your secret prayers, to mirror even the exact words you once spoke in solitude when you thought no one else was listening. That is how meticulously the adversary studies you, but do not be alarmed, for though he may observe, he cannot create destiny, and he cannot stop the plan that God has already sealed over you. What he does instead is send distractions, detours, illusions, hoping that you will step into something that looks holy but is hollow, something that looks fruitful but is sterile, something that looks like advancement but is really a cage. And because your heart has grown weary of waiting, this is the perfect moment he chooses to dangle the false before your eyes. Child of heaven, I must take you deeper into the truth of delay, for you must understand why the enemy uses it so fiercely. When you are delayed, you are not simply slowed down, you are shifted out of alignment with your divine season, your divine connections, and your divine harvest. Think of a farmer who plants too late. Even if the seed is good, the soil is rich, and the intention is pure, if the timing is off, the harvest will not match the fullness it was meant to carry. This is what the enemy seeks to do to you. He knows he cannot destroy the seed God planted in you, but he can trick you into sowing it into the wrong soil, into the wrong field, into a place that drains instead of nourishes, and in doing so, he delays the harvest that was meant to bless not only you but generations connected to your obedience. That is why this fake opportunity is so dangerous. It is a barren field disguised as fertile ground, and if you do not see it for what it is, you may pour your energy, your prayers, and your gifts into something that was never meant to carry your destiny. I want you to remember the truth of the wilderness, for many of God's chosen have walked through it. When Israel stood at the edge of the promised land, the enemy could not erase the promise, so he tried to magnify fear, to magnify giants, to magnify obstacles, all to delay their entry. And when Jesus himself was in the wilderness, before he began his ministry, the enemy came not with horns and terror but with offers, with opportunities that looked like shortcuts, bread to satisfy his hunger, kingdoms to satisfy his authority, tests to prove his divinity. None of these offers were from God, and yet they mirrored things Jesus was destined to have in the Father's timing. This is exactly what is being set before you now. The opportunity being offered is not random. It is your destiny in disguise, given too early, in the wrong way, through the wrong hands. And if you accept it, you may gain something immediately, but you will lose what was meant to come divinely. Remember this: what the enemy offers you prematurely will never sustain you. It will only distract you long enough to miss the blessing that was appointed. Pay attention, beloved, for this is how you will know. The fake opportunity will always appeal to urgency. It will make you feel you must decide quickly, without counsel, without prayer, without waiting for God's whisper. It will feed on your desperation, making you think that if you do not grab it now, you will lose everything. But heaven's opportunities are never birthed through panic. They come clothed in peace, wrapped in clarity, confirmed by the Spirit, and often affirmed through others sent to speak truth into your life. The counterfeit will isolate you, drawing you away from the voices that sharpen your discernment, while the true will align you more deeply with your assignment and the people meant to walk with you. The counterfeit will flatter your flesh, but the true will stretch your faith. The counterfeit will drain you quietly, but the true will refresh you, even in its challenge. These distinctions may seem subtle, but when you listen with your spirit, they will become clear as day. And yet, child of God, I must remind you that not every delay is from the enemy. There are divine delays too, pauses designed by heaven not to punish you, but to protect you until what you are called to carry is ready for you and you are ready for it. But the enemy is cunning. He tries to use your impatience with heaven's timing to lure you into his own trap. That is why now, more than ever, you must train yourself to wait without complaint, to trust without sight, to rest even when nothing moves. For your blessing is not lost, your door is not shut, your season is not forgotten. It is simply aligning, preparing, and becoming the fullness that will not be stolen. The counterfeit is only sent because the real is near. Hear me again. The counterfeit is only sent because the real is near. If you were not close to breakthrough, the enemy would not bother with distraction. If you were not on the verge of stepping into destiny, the enemy would not attempt to reroute you. The very presence of the fake is evidence that the true blessing is approaching. Beloved, I have been commanded to shield you, but shielding also requires your cooperation. I can fight battles you cannot see. I can cut off enemies you did not know existed. I can surround you with fire, but I cannot override your free will. That is why this message is reaching you now. It is a divine interruption, a warning that comes before the snare, so that when the offer comes, when the opportunity is presented, you will not be swayed by flattery, by urgency, or by your own restless longing. You will remember these words, you will pause, you will pray, and you will recognize the counterfeit for what it is. And in resisting the false, you will preserve your strength for the true. For the true opportunity is not far, it is closer than you realize, and when it comes, it will not come to delay you. It will come to propel you forward into the very calling you have been waiting for. Beloved, I speak to you again with urgency because the deception that seeks to divert you is subtle, it is clever, and it is time to exploit the very moment when your desire for progress is most heightened, and you must understand that the enemy never presents himself openly. He never comes in darkness that can be recognized easily, but rather in the guise of light, in the appearance of blessing, in the form of opportunities that whisper promises, temptations, and advantages that appear to be aligned with your prayers, your dreams, and your faith. And it is for this reason that your spiritual discernment must now rise to new heights, for he knows that if he can distract your focus, delay your obedience, and entice you into a counterfeit path, he can hold back the harvest that God has appointed for you, and you will feel the frustration of stalled progress without understanding why. While the enemy silently celebrates the lost days, the wasted energy, the diverted attention that should have been invested in the assignments that heaven designed specifically for you. You see, the counterfeit opportunity will always have an element of familiarity, something that makes your spirit lean in and say, "This feels right." But the Spirit of God within you, if you will only listen, will testify that something is off, that there is a shadow in the light, that a still small voice is urging caution, that this is not the season for this, that your true assignment is waiting for another moment, another opening, and that to step into this prematurely would be to trade temporary satisfaction for permanent delay, and that is why I, Michael, have been dispatched to prepare your eyes to see, your heart to discern, and your hands to wait. The enemy, you must understand, is not attempting to stop you from progress altogether, for he cannot, but he is attempting to rob you of momentum, to entangle you in a cycle of near success and near breakthrough, which leaves your spirit exhausted, your vision clouded, and your faith tested beyond measure, and so he presents this counterfeit disguised as your miracle, dressed in enticing words, shimmering with apparent opportunity, promising recognition, power, acceptance, love, influence, or wealth, but all of it is hollow, and if you step into it, you will discover that the blessing is absent, the fruit is bitter, and the progress is an illusion, for the enemy's goal is not always immediate destruction, sometimes it is subtle. Sometimes it is a series of small compromises, each one appearing insignificant, each one pushing you further from the season that God has meticulously planned for you, and that is why you must learn to pause, to pray, to consult, to test every whisper of advancement against the still small voice of the Spirit, for in doing so, you will not only recognize the counterfeit but also prepare yourself for the moment when the true opportunity arrives, the one that will not need convincing, manipulation, or flattery. For it will bear the unmistakable hallmarks of God's timing, peace, alignment, confirmation, and an unstoppable sense of destiny that cannot be ignored. Child, I must also warn you that the counterfeit is designed to appeal to your human desires, your ego, your impatience, your longing for immediate satisfaction, and your fear of waiting, and it often comes in a form that seems urgent, as though delay itself will cause you to miss the only chance you will ever have. But the truth is, the true opportunity waits for no one because it is sovereignly timed. It cannot be rushed, and it cannot be stolen, for it is guarded by heaven, supported by angels, and aligned with the very assignment that God has chosen for you since before your birth. And when it appears, it will be unmistakable, unmistakably confirming that you were never alone, never overlooked, and never abandoned, and that all the patience, all the trials, all the waiting were necessary to prepare you for the vessel you have become, strong, resilient, discerning, and ready to receive what is truly meant for your calling. Pay close attention, beloved, for this fake opportunity may even come through people you trust, friends who appear to be offering guidance, mentors who seem to be opening doors, partners who appear to support your vision. But when you sense subtle pressure, when the voice of urgency rises, when the feeling of unease lingers even though everything seems right on the surface, know that it is a warning, a protective signal from the Spirit, and not an obstacle, for what God has planned for you will never require you to compromise your peace, your principles, your purpose, or your position in order to gain it. The fake will always ask you to bend, to push boundaries, to compromise integrity, while the true opportunity will confirm your alignment, strengthen your faith, and honor the Spirit within you, elevating you without diminishing your discernment or your obedience. And that is why the waiting, the watching, the testing, and the prayers you have offered are not wasted. They are preparation for the moment when the real door opens. The real opportunity arrives, and your calling is finally activated. In full measure, beloved, the enemy's attempt to distract you will not succeed if you keep your eyes on heaven, if you anchor yourself in the truth of God's Word, if you seek counsel from those who are spiritually mature, and if you refuse to respond to flattery or urgency that contradicts peace. For the counterfeit is loud, flashy, and persuasive, while the true is subtle, steady, and confirmed by Spirit, and only those who have learned to wait, to discern, and to trust can recognize the difference and step into the destiny prepared for them. And know this: the delay, the deception, the false offer, the trial of discernment, all of it exists to refine your senses, to sharpen your spiritual perception, to align your steps, and to protect your blessing until the appointed hour, because the Lord does not give what is unready, and He does not entrust His promises to those unprepared. And so the fake opportunity is, in a sense, also a test, a challenge, a refining fire, and if you navigate it with wisdom, your faith will grow stronger. Your discernment will deepen, and your readiness will increase until the moment the true door opens, unmistakable, undeniable, and unstoppable. And in that moment, you will know without question that every counterfeit you avoided was worth it, every delay was necessary, and every whisper of caution was a lifeline guiding you into alignment with heaven's timing. Beloved child of God, now hear the culmination of this message, for the time has come to reveal not only the peril of the counterfeit that has hovered near, but also the true opportunity, the divine door, the breakthrough that heaven has been preparing for you from the very beginning. And I tell you with certainty that what you are about to receive is not manufactured, it is not a shadow, it is not a distraction. It is the fulfillment of a season, a promise, and a calling that has been written in the heavens before the foundations of the earth, and nothing created by man, nor by the enemy, nor by circumstance can alter it, block it, or delay it beyond the appointed hour, for the Almighty God Himself orchestrates the timing, the alignment, and the confirmation of every step that will lead you into your destiny, and you will recognize it immediately by the unmistakable peace it carries, the sense of purpose it ignites, and the confirmation that aligns with your spirit, your calling, and your prayers. The false opportunity may have tempted you, it may have whispered sweet promises, it may have made you question whether patience was worth it, but now the true arrives, unmistakable, undeniable, and unstoppable, and you will feel a shift in the very atmosphere around you, a weight lifted, a door opening, and a momentum beginning that carries you directly into the path God designed specifically for you. Understand this clearly. The true opportunity may not look exactly as you imagined, it may not arrive with the pomp, the fanfare, or the immediate results that the counterfeit seemed to promise, but it carries with it alignment, purpose, and destiny, and every step you take in response to it will be protected, anointed, and empowered by heaven, and even those who have tried to block your path, manipulate your choices, or delay your progress will be powerless before it, for God's plans cannot be thwarted, cannot be stolen, and cannot be overshadowed by temporary distractions, no matter how convincing they may have seemed. You will witness doors opening that were previously invisible, connections forming with people you never expected, resources flowing in ways that appear miraculous, and your spirit will soar with understanding that every moment of waiting, every act of discernment, every pause you took in obedience to the Spirit has been perfectly timed to prepare you for this very season, for this very opportunity, and for this very breakthrough that cannot be replicated, duplicated, or delayed any further. Beloved, I must also tell you that as you step into this divine opportunity, it will feel as though the heavens themselves are aligning in your favor, and that is because they are. The angels are stationed at every point of support, the Spirit of God is moving to protect every step, and every covenant, promise, and blessing prepared for you is being activated now, in full measure. You may notice that the counterfeit will still attempt to whisper in the background, to tempt, to distract, and to confuse, but its power is nullified now, for you have been prepared, armored with discernment, guided by Spirit, and strengthened in faith to recognize what belongs to you from what does not, to step boldly into the door that opens, and to embrace fully what God has been waiting to release into your life. Rejoice, for the weight of deception has passed, and you now stand at the threshold of a season that is divinely guaranteed, a calling that is unstoppable, and a future that is secure in God's hands. Furthermore, understand that this is not just about opportunity in the natural, it is about your spiritual advancement, your alignment with heaven, and the fulfillment of a calling that will impact more than just your life. It will impact generations, families, communities, and even those who have yet to be born. What you receive now is divinely designed to multiply, to bear fruit beyond what you can imagine, and to serve as testimony that waiting, discerning, and trusting in God's timing is never wasted. As you move forward, I urge you to continue in prayer, to continue in gratitude, and to continue in alignment, for the Spirit will continue to guide, refine, and anoint every action you take, every decision you make, and every path you pursue. Your breakthrough has arrived, and with it comes not only blessings for you but a ripple effect that will impact all whom God has placed in your sphere of influence, proving that the counterfeit was only ever a shadow of what was meant to come, a test to reveal your readiness, and a challenge to prepare your spirit for the full glory of the true opportunity now before you. Beloved, rejoice in the certainty of God's faithfulness. Step boldly into what is yours, and know that the enemy has no power over what God has ordained. The counterfeit is null, the distractions are powerless, and the blessings are unstoppable. The divine door opens, the real opportunity is before you, and heaven is fully aligned to ensure that every step you take in obedience, faith, and discernment will bring you into the fulfillment of the calling you were born to carry. This is your season, your moment, your divinely appointed breakthrough, and it is unstoppable. Walk forward, trust, and embrace it fully, for it is yours, it is perfect, and it is from God.